Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. Welcome to episode 5000 of Vtubers forgetting that their Twitter likes are public. As per usual around here, we have another Vtuber making a grandstand where they're claiming that LoIi content is literal CP, and of course, that kind of content ends up in their likes. Now, we've beaten this format to death recently, but today's Vtuber had to have an exception because it is the most ridiculous example I have ever covered. Caught red-handed with literally hundreds of LoIi and underage characters in their likes. So here's the main protagonist of the day, the VTuber KawaiiGrin. She got a lot of attention after she made this stinker on Twitter last night. It contained accusations that the company Cuddly Octopus is selling CP through their body pillows that depict LoIi and underage characters in not safe for work situations. Now, that whole claim might sound familiar because roughly a year ago, we covered a VTuber who made an almost identical accusation towards Cuddly Octopus, and spoiler alert on that one, she was immediately kicked from her VTuber agency and then graduated from VTubing entirely within the span of only 48 hours. Now, feeling like I was on a bit of a cooldown from these types of videos, I tried to just goof on the situation, anticipating she might delete the tweet or something, but she didn't. And this morning, I woke up to a clip of her stream that took place late last night, where she name-dropped me, which got my attention enough to check out the VOD for myself, where she kindly made my life a lot easier by pretty much structuring this entire video for me. So without further ado, get the scuba gear, guys, because we're about to go on a deep dive into Grin's public Twitter likes and her ridiculous hypocrisy. So here's our girly swirl in her natural environment, and before we get into it, I just want to point out, in the background, this is of her actual room, this screenshot. This is a body pillow with the character Chino from Is the Order a Rabbit? She quite literally has a LoIi body pillow in her room. Worth mentioning.
Yeah, they were like, oh, your tweet. So I made a tweet saying I don't have a body pillow on Cuddly Octopus because they have like underage avatars. Not like 110 years old, but like actual underage, right? We've already had this whole conversation. It's wrong, blah, 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 blah.
So no, blah, 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 blah. This is a serious situation. I don't think people like her realize what they're doing. This is not some pointless drama. What you're doing is making an accusation that has legal consequences. When you say these things about Cuddly Octopus, when you say they are selling CP, a felony, you are hurting their name and their business by spreading that false information. That is the definition of slander. They could, if they wanted to, haul you to court over this, and guess what? They would win. It doesn't take a legal expert to know falsely claiming that a company sells CP and sharing that to your pretty large Twitter following is bad. It is slander. So let's just establish that from the jump. This isn't just pointless drama. This has real consequences.
Yeah, like some people who are like open LoLi lovers or open people who like lewd lollies or are like pedos basically.
Like you, by your own standards.
Like, bro, your likes are public. Your likes are public.
They are.
And I don't be liking anything fucking sussy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So they did screenshot some, and I do feel fucking terrible.
She feels
honestly,
terrible.
Because I didn't even realize, like, some of the characters were underage.
Well, I'm going to do you a favor here and get you a whole host of images you can see on the screen. This is like the diet version of what I'm going to do. These are underage characters. There's a lot worse in her likes. There's characters elementary school aged and actual lolicon. But I'm going to start with the high school age characters, a little compilation. And she'll later state she doesn't know anything about anime. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a lesson on these characters. So right there, you got Nagataro, who is 15. Hatsune Miku, who's 16. Hitori from Bocchi the Rock, who is 16. Komi-san, who's between the ages of 15 to 17 in that series. You have Karin from Blue Archive, who is 16. Spider-Gwen, who in the Spider-Verse era is between 14 to 16 from what I can see. And, every single image on this screen would make her a predator for liking them if you apply her own standards back to her. Now, I just made this out of fun. This is the Maureen Kitagawa wall. Okay, it's every image of Maureen Kitagawa I came across. She loves Maureen Kitagawa, who is 15 years old, by the way. You can screenshot this, you can save this. It's like my gift to you because you like the character so much, and I can't blame you, okay? Maureen Kitagawa is like kryptonite to aunties. They can't stop liking this 15-year-old. You know what? I can't blame them. This is a very popular character. Easily best girl of 2022. But you can't be saying these things about underage characters and then have a whole wall of Maureen Kitagawa lewds in your public Twitter likes.
But they're not like flat-chested. They look like adults, in my opinion. And I will stand by that they do look like adults. And I don't watch a lot of anime.
The first real thing she said in this entire video. But she says, oh, they look like adults. Imagine this. Officer, what do you mean you're arresting me? I didn't know they were underage. They just looked like adults. I think they looked like adults. Like, this is arguments that actual predators use, by the way. Like, that's how ridiculous this whole conversation is. But here's the fun part where I'm going to put a whole host of actual lolicon, but I'm going to include only characters that are adults, because I think this could be a little bit of an educational experience as well. So, for Grin's knowledge, LoIi is not an age. It's a body type. It is a petite body type, whether it's short, petite frame, whatever, combined with cute aesthetics. It is something exclusive to anime, manga, and anything related to it. So you can have adult-aged LoLis. In fact, there's many, just like these ones on the screen. You have Gargura, you have Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Hu Tao from Genshin Impact. These are all LoLis. What you're looking at is lolicon. You don't accidentally have these things in your likes. And like I said, you can deny all you want and say these aren't LoLis, but people like me and the people pointing out your hypocrisy, we're actual anime fans. We know the definitions of these things. So you can't tell us no. This is what it is. These are LoLis in sexual situations. That makes it lolicon. You have lolicon in your likes.
I don't read manga. So I do feel fucking terrible. I didn't know that some of them were underage because they're like well endowed. They look like adults. But that's the thing also. Like, I feel bad. I didn't know they were under, like, Rev says desu. Oh, that's like a random account.
So this is probably the least important part of the video, but it's just kind of funny. The name drop. She snubbed me, guys. I'm just some random account. You know, I am the last person to ever flex numbers, okay? And I am aware and very appreciative that I have a pretty sizable following. Over 600K on YouTube is great. I'm not spoiled. I appreciate it. It's an amazing thing. I wake up every day thankful for it. But I also understand in the grand scheme of YouTube, I'm like a pebble on the beach. You know, a grain of sand. Because there's counts out there with millions and tens of millions of subs. Like, I'm small by the big frame of YouTube. And despite all of that, I would never refer to Grin or anyone like that as just some random account. Like, just dismissive of their entire online presence. Like, oh, who cares? Pfft. Like, no, even if I was talking about a VTuber with 1,000 followers on Twitter, small account, it still doesn't make them a random nobody or a random account. They still made a following for themselves. I may think they're stupid or have bad takes about things, but it doesn't make them a just non-existent rando on the internet. But just thought that was worth mentioning because this is what got my attention, by the way. So, you know, thanks for looping me in with the name drop.
And they're not like little lolly looking avatars either. They're like full-blown art pieces, and they look very well endowed like women. They look like my avatar. So I was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm an uneducated anime person, and I guess that's my fault.
Yeah, so this is the part of the video where I'm just going to put the worst stuff on the screen. These are all elementary school aged characters and slash or hardcore lolicon. So once again, I'm here to inform you. You say you're not good at anime, you don't get this stuff, so I will let you know. Rosa right there is from Pokemon. She is 12 years old. And you have LoIi from Pokemon as well. She is 11. And there's a few others, but just look at these straight up lolicon hentai featuring characters flat as a board and extremely youthful looking. Like, how do you explain these images being in your likes? It's no accident. You don't accidentally have Ilya hentai in your likes if you think this stuff is CP. Now, there's a whole host of clips I can play. I'm gonna let her get her last word in here.
There is one picture on there. I will say she is flat-chested, but it's like an overall art piece. Someone like screenshotted it and responded. It's like an overall art piece, and the background is like very intricate, and it's like it looks like it's painted.
Your Honor, you have to understand. The CP was really well made, okay? They had great scenery in the background. I was just appreciating the art piece, not the actual child in the piece. It was just a beautiful piece of artwork, Your Honor.
That one, I do admit, is kind of sussy.
Yeah, little sussy baka. So basically, there you have it, folks. You have someone who literally accuses a company of selling CP and then has a mountain of this stuff in their public Twitter likes. And trust me, I am not exaggerating when I say there are hundreds of examples from not much of a scroll through her likes. So on that note, yeah, you're a hypocrite, and there's really nothing else to say, and I hope Cuddly Octopus doesn't come after you, because yeah, but you're not going to be able to just say, oh, I feel bad about it. Like, take accountability. It's not accountability when you cherry pick like one image out of this whole situation and say, oops, sorry. You made your own bed, and you have to lie in it now. So that's really all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of VTubers being hypocrites about the subject of lolicon. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.